Well, I think the bushfires were a culmination to what's been a really hot and difficult summer here in Australia. And I've looked at the temperatures over here in Adelaide on a few occasions and really felt for you trying to sleep in 40-degree heat. And it's been pretty tough in Canberra, where I live. And I'm struggling to maintain some of the plants in my garden with water restrictions. I'm sure some of you are also struggling to keep gardens alive. But of course, most of us don't depend on our gardens to survive. We don't depend on our gardens for our livelihoods and for food to eat every day. But I met many women while I was in Zimbabwe who do depend on their small gardens. And as Pumzile said, in fact, women grow half of the world's food in these small gardens, and yet they own only 1% of the world's farmland. One of the women I met who was a farmer in Zimbabwe's name was Chingetu. And when I met Chingetu, she was bent over hoeing her fields. A beautiful field of green corn. It was dark green, probably grown up to my shoulder, with lots of cobs on it and the really healthy looking corn. She's actually a widow and 6 children live with her, some her own and some are orphaned nieces and nephews. She's a member of a conservation farming group which CARE has set up, and it helps farmers improve their yields in ways which are environmentally friendly and also really efficient, because in a country with this dreadful inflation rate, people can barely afford to buy anything. And for 2 years running, Chingetu has been voted the #1 conservation farmer by this group of about 450 farmers. The majority are women, and they play a vital role in the health and welfare of their families and communities. There's a photo of Chingetu on our website if you want to see her amongst her healthy-looking corn. I also saw that this community had built a seed store. It was a really simple building of brick with an iron door and a big lock on the door. And they put the best corn ears into the seed store at the end of the season to provide seed for next year. And one of them said, this lock is really important because when we're hungry, it prevents us coming and eating our seed. Later that day, I chatted to a group of women who were part of another conservation farming group, and I asked them what they hoped their children would do. And all of them wanted their children to go to school, both boys and girls. And one of the women said, I really hope my daughter will be a nurse. And another one said, I hope mine will be a teacher. But children are much more likely to go to school when there's enough food for the family to eat. So this is a really simple story. By providing Chingetu with seeds, with fertiliser, with some basic training and basic materials, CARE has helped her feed her whole family and help them survive in really difficult times. But on a deeper level, she's also been given a voice within her community, and she's been empowered to look beyond her garden and to think about her future and the future of her children. Her skills are admired by other people within her community. These are tremendous milestones. This is the beginning of change, change that will help to overcome poverty, change that will see women improve their communities and the lives of generations to follow, change that is long overdue,